Welcome to day 4 of 50 Days of Facebook Live. Today I'm going to start by sharing with you a couple of my little tips and tricks about how to support our immune system in this season. So, ever since probably before Christmas, a couple weeks before Christmas, you start, people have been getting colds and flus and all those kinds of things. Hello, Tina. And so being just a essential oil user and wellness advocate with doTERRA, I'm all about like proactively supporting my health and my immune system. So I just want to share with you guys just a couple tips that I have been using. I've been using it this week, this week, last month, just every time I feel, I work in a healthcare setting as an ultrasound technologist. So I am like with people all day long, touching people all day long, sometimes you get the little bit of a tickle in the throat, you feel a little bit off, or maybe your sinuses start to, we get these symptoms this time of year. So, but I want to tell you what I've been doing to strengthen and to support myself. So, because there's a few things you can do and you want to do it like as soon as you start to feel something. So, okay, number one, I want to talk about is before I actually talk about the immune support of essential oils, so we all know about vitamin C, how vitamin C is super, super supportive of our immune system. But did you know that doTERRA's MetaPower collagen has liposomal vitamin C in this? And so when I'm wanting to boost my immune system, I do take this every day, but today I took 2 of them. So I take an extra one just to give myself that extra boost of vitamin C, and this is a lemon orange flavor. But as far as essential oils, what I do now, there's 3 ways you can use these oils. So 3 ways you can use oils, and my diffuser has water in it, so I'm going to try not to spill it. So we all know about diffusers. You can diffuse essential oils, so I do actually already have water in here, but you put a few drops of oil, maybe 6 to 8 drops of oil in here, and there's an ultrasonic diffuser, and it puts little droplets in the air, and the house smells amazing. And you breathe in the essential oils, and everybody in the family benefits. So you can put oils in the essential oil or in the diffuser to support your immune system. However, if you're feeling the symptoms, or you've already, maybe you've been at work or you've been around people who are coughing or have fevers, things like that, what you can do, or when your children get home from school. So for children, you want to put these oils, I'll tell you what the 5 oils are. You want to put them in a roller bottle. So you can buy these. This one I actually have Balance oil in it, but you can put essential oils in here with fractionated coconut oil, and that makes it safe for your children's, because children tend to have more sensitive skin, and some of the immune supportive oils are actually quite hot. And so you don't want to burn yourself or burn their skin. So you put a little bit of oil, lots of coconut oil. If you're an adult, so let me tell you what the oils are first. So number 1, frankincense. Frankincense, the king of oils. This is good for so many different things, but this is the first oil in our Flute Balm essential oil blend. So frankincense, you need this time of year as we're going into this season. Have you been sick already? Do you know people who have been sick? Be proactive. So frankincense, On Guard. On Guard is a blend of 5 essential oils. So it has clove, wild orange, rosemary, eucalyptus, and cinnamon. So really great. So you know what I'll even do with this? A little tickle in my throat. I'll just put a drop under my tongue, gargle with water, and drink it. Oregano essential oil. Now, a lot of people know about getting oregano from the health food store. And I will tell you that this is so much hotter than the oregano that you're going to get at the health food store, because this is 100% pure essential oil, whereas the oregano that you usually buy from the health food store, it comes in the dropper and you drop it in your mouth. It's actually mostly olive oil. They dilute it so that you can take it internally. So this is incredibly hot and it will burn you. Like Personally, I can tolerate a drop and gargle with water, but I never recommend to any of my customers that they take it that way, because it is so hot. And it doesn't taste that great either, but you can put it in salad dressing even. So frankincense, On Guard, oregano, lemon essential oil. We know all about the health supportive benefits of lemon. It's really good for your immune system. Really good, if you got stuff going on in here. And tea tree oil. So tea tree is the great one. So the tea tree and the oregano really work together to be able to break up bacteria and things like that on a cellular level. So 5 essential oils. If you are an adult, or you have large children who can take pills, you can get veggie caps. They're these little empty pill cases. And because doTERRA has certified pure tested grade essential oils, that means they're safe to take internally. Now, not every single oil can be taken internally, but the 5 that I just told you about can be. So take a pill case, a little veggie cap, 2 drops each, and you just pour out 2 drops each of the 5 oils, and then just put the lid on, swallow with a glass of water. Okay, so those are the 5 oils. I would not make it through the winter season, cold and flu season this time of year, without having those things. I take them quite actually on a regular basis. So, it's time to armor up. This is a time where we are, we want to be our best, our strongest, our healthiest, because the gates are open and we are running into the new year and taking territory. And so, you know what? One thing that can take you off guard from being able to fulfill what God is calling you to fulfill is poor health. And so really this year, we got to get a hold of our health and our wellness so that we can live long, we can finish strong, and we have the strength and energy that we need to go the distance. Because if if sickness or illness holds us back, slows us down, sometimes, you can miss windows of opportunity because you're not in a place to be able to go where God would have you go. So let's just be proactive, and there's so many basic mini medical emergencies that families face all the time. And that there's that phrase, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And so when we support ourselves with good supplementation, taking, like the right vitamins, having vitamin C, having essential oils that are a proactive support for our body, because the leaves of the tree are for healing. And I just love that God created these incredible little powerhouses in plants, in nature, these things that heal our bodies and can support us and strengthen us, and when we look at synthetic pharmaceuticals, I'm not 100% against, I'm not against all of them. Sometimes once in a while, I've been known to take something, but in general, we know that there are so many side effects and things often when we take synthetic pharmaceuticals that, like even like a Tylenol, the amount of effort that your liver has to process that and has to be able to remove it from your body because it's not natural, it's synthetic, it can be damaging. I work as an ultrasound technologist. I heard one of our radiologists say to me it's actually at our last Christmas party, and he said, about 80% of the people have fatty livers. And I do abdominal ultrasounds. I look at people's livers, kidneys, organs, like pancreas, all that kind of stuff every single day. And looking at the state of people's livers, I see even children, prepubescent or teenage boys who are a little bit overweight and they're not even like adults yet and they already have fatty livers because our diets and medications and the things that we're putting in our body and are in our environment are toxic. And so when our body is spending so much time fighting to keep us healthy and to just, our bodies are really incredible if we support them and give them the things that they need. So it's always better to go with something natural first and try to use something that instead of having side effects that is going to cause, addiction or other kinds of ailments. Sometimes a medication can cure one thing, but then it actually causes damage to another area, and so we're always trading off. And sometimes you take one medication and then you need another one to combat the side effects, but take things like essential oils that are natural, that do not have side effects, but they actually have side benefits. So that's what I really wanted to share with you guys today about immune support. before I jump in and do a little bit of prophetic ministry. But I want to say hello to some of you guys. Lots of you guys watching. Hello, Debbie Shannon, Sherry Normore, Peta Grace, Chris Sheard. Hello, hello. Charity, Denise Rios, Laura Hatford. Good afternoon, Dina. I love this. We got Jill from the UK. So we got Canada, US, UK, Puerto Rico. Do we have anybody on here for Europe? Anyone on here from Europe? Yeah, Debbie, don't you love that? Side benefits. And Charity, I love that you love essential oils, because really it's so kingdom. And actually it's funny, I just strategically picked this spot. I've never like done a Facebook Live from this angle, but I decided I wanted to give you guys new backgrounds. But it's funny, there's that painting up there, which maybe you can't see it really well. Fatine actually painted that. It was something she sent out to her partners who partner with her ministry a couple years ago. And it's a leaf. It's actually a maple leaf being held in someone's hands. And I love that the same verse that the Lord gave me 5 years ago when he told me to start an essential oil business with doTERRA is the same verse. So it was Revelation 22:2. It is the same verse that is actually prophesied over Canada as a nation. And so I just love that Revelation 22:2. My verse is a Canadian, prophetic voice called prophet. As an essential oil enthusiast, the leaves of the tree are for healing is the same thing. And so, it is kingdom, and I really feel like there's a grace in this season for marrying together. God's really been pushing me in this and challenging me. Guys, I get my business strategies from Jesus, and he's been giving me ideas, and he's been telling me the way that he wants to go. I don't just pull 50 days of Facebook Live out of the air. Like, I wait for Holy Spirit to give me the downloads and the strategies. And so, it's so fun. And he's really been talking to me about the needfulness. It's not business is over here and ministry is over here. He's saying, no, the scripture, which is grounded in, in Revelation 22, it also talks about that in Ezekiel, the leaves of the tree for healing. It's all kingdom and it's all scripture. And God is wanting us to be strong, healthy spirit, soul, and body. Spirit, soul, and body. And so, some people are so spiritually minded, so spiritually strong, and they go after the things of the spirit, but they neglect the things, the things of the body. They neglect their health. I'll put my hand up. I'm feeling the conviction on this. I need to start moving my body more. And I'm actually doing a cleanse now. Today is, I don't even know the date. I think today is day 6. I started on January the 1st, but just trying to reset and get strengthened so that I will have the health and the strength that I need to go the distance and go the long haul, because we don't want to be cut short, and so this is a time of advancing, taking territory. Guys, God has been speaking. A lot of the prophets have been speaking for years about the wealth transfer, the wealth of the wicked stored up for the righteous. And the Lord was talking to me about the wealth transfer has already begun. The oil is already being poured out. And those who have containers and have vessels that are able to hold and gather and collect what is being poured out. It's just like the widow where the prophet said to her, go, she had to pay off her debts. Go get the vessels, get something, because the oil would fill all the jars. And so it is. We're in this time where we need to have vessels. We should all be entrepreneurs. We should all have businesses of one sort or another. Things are changing so quickly and rapidly. There was a day where I'm an ultrasound technologist. I still work part-time at a private clinic, and I do still enjoy it. But, there was a time I worked full-time in a hospital, and I thought that was the be-all and the end-all, and I would put my 30 years in there, and I would retire, and there was all this sense of, job security, stability. But, then 2020 came, and all the things of the pandemic that really just shifted things in healthcare and really awakened me to some things that, that are going on that were really out of line with my values and the things that, things that really poked my justice buttons on a really deep level, and it really shifted the whole trajectory of my life. And so God has been transitioning me more into ministry and in the entrepreneurial realm. But I want to challenge you, like, do you have vessels? Because some of us think that I thought I was so secure and that I would be, in a hospital, probably in the hospital forever, but like the grace totally shifted. And so I needed to shift with it. And, but God gave me the vehicle to start transitioning myself into another place. Because guys, you think the world's changed a lot since 2020? Changed a lot since 2020. Let me tell you, with all the AI and the things that are coming out, and I'm not being negative, but our world is changing. It is changing rapidly. And those of us, some of us are so stuck in like, oh, this is my job, this is my skill, this is the thing that I do, that like, things could change, and you might have a 20-year plan that involves like being in a certain place, but that door could close on you and you could find yourself needing to shift. So I just say that to say, if you don't have a side hustle, get a side hustle. Everybody needs to have at least one side hustle, but maybe even two. It's and the jars to collect the oil and what God is pouring out. It's like, there's many streams, and we should not be expecting just standing at one stream. You hear that saying, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Well, there are many streams. And so position yourself at the mouth of many streams so that when it starts flowing, that you have more than just one vessel that is able to hold what is being released. So I want to challenge you. And if any of you are interested in essential oils and you like to just hear a little bit about, what does it mean to have a business? Why should I care about natural health? I'd love to connect with you and chat, even like on FaceTime for 15 minutes. But it is incredible. Okay, who loves the prophetic? So I'm going to transition to prophecy, and I know that's why you're all here. I know you're all here because you love the prophetic, but it's all about kingdom. It's all about prophecy. Prophecy is all about releasing the heart of God, and prophets don't just release words, but they actually like are foundation layers. And so like, I just have this burning to like lay good, healthy foundations in the realm, even not just in the spiritual, but in natural health. And so like, let's get strong. Let this be the year where we really take care of every aspect, spirit, soul, and body. Sometimes we go through, last 2 years, I'll say they were more of years for me about soul health. And now it's shifting into like physical health. And then so it's like because we don't want to neglect any part, but get them all together. All right. So hey, Rachel, and I just seen you're interested in oils. You can send me a message. Sometimes when I'm doing these 50, I try and respond to your messages. I love that you guys comment, but sometimes I miss them because I am on here every single day. So just send me a PM and we could totally connect about that. All right. Who is here? Charity, I don't know. You're so highlighted. Charity, there is just, I just see, it's like God has turned up the luminescence. I just see this increase in the brightness with which you have been reflecting his glory. And I don't know, there's something of like a veil that he's removed off of you. And I feel like it's been really in this so I'm going to just get a little more comfortable. Really in this like last 3 to 6 months, it's like I see you have made some like very powerful, like personal breakthroughs where there are certain foundational truths that have finally like solidified. It's like you've gone through this period of shaking, and it's like, and it really challenged you about like, what do you think about yourself and who you are and your call and all these things. And it's just like, it's almost like the veil, I feel like the veil that's been removed off, it's almost like that Canadian false humility thing. I feel like God has like lifted it off of you, and where there has been almost like this conditioning to be in a place of like smallness, that it's almost like God has like removed it and has revealed to you the greatness that is inside of you. And it's like there's this insatiable hunger that has been provoked on the inside of you for the call of God and for the fulfillment of your destiny. And so I just see you in this place because, you know, it's like it's so easy when you're young and single or just, you know, don't have kids yet to like be more like self-focused on comforts and stuff like that. But it's like I see there's this like real great awakening that's happened as you've become a mother, and you are just like this mother hen, and you have this passion to see your children fulfill the destiny. And it's like I see you, you know, even picking up the spiritual baton and just really stewarding the spiritual blessings that had been actually kind of dropped. It's like I see where some things in your you know, in your like generations behind you kind of like fall to the ground, but it wasn't out of neglect, but just kind of out of a, you know, the religious environment that your family found themselves in, where there wasn't a full embracing and accepting. And so I see that some things were dropped, but it's like you're in this place of like you're picking them up, and I see you picking them up, and I see this real like protective, like ferocious, like warrior. It's the lioness that's on the inside of you. Like I see the lioness on the inside of you, and you have that ferocity, and it's like you have been in this place, and it's almost like you've been in hiding, but in this like protective mode where you have just been like watching and in kind of silence, even as you've just been like taking care of all things and providing and protecting. But Charity, I see this as being a season where the roar is being released, and the lioness does not roar for any reason, but it is your time and it is your hour to release the sound out of the depths of your spirit. And I see that the Lord has unlocked your voice in a way, and he's broke off the silence of the past season, and there is a new sound that is emerging, and there is a roar, and there is a fire, and there is a sword that is coming out of your mouth, because you're one who has stewarded the word of God, and it is so grounded and rooted on the inside of you. It is your foundation. And I just see this beautiful, beautiful mix of the spirit in the word for you in this season, Charity. This beautiful mix of the spirit in the word. And I actually see God bringing to you some people, other Christians, believers who are a little bit out of balance on both ends of the spectrum. Some who have been a little bit out in the like, you know, fluffy, flighty spirit realm, but not like super grounded in reality or in the word. And then other ones that are so grounded in the word that it's dry and dead. But you have this beautiful like mix, and you're actually able to like speak into, inspire, nurture, challenge, and bring both ends up because of the balance of what you carry. So I just bless you, Charity, just to release your voice, be fully who you are. Those children are going to take those batons from you, and they are going to run the race. They're not going to step to the right or the left, but they will stay in the middle of that narrow road. Yeah, let it roar. Hello, Katrina and Gladys and Della from the UK. Welcome. Good to see you guys. Della, I feel like I got prophesied into the UK right now. Della, wow. It's like I see, I see that you've already had, I see that God has already given you like a threefold increase on the level of influence. And I see it's kind of like in this last year, like there's been marked doors of opportunity and favor that have opened to you. And I see that God like increased 1 measure, 2 measure, 3 measure, but I just see that there's still a tenfold measure of the increase in the influence. And I just see the Lord, you know, you've really allowed him to purify your heart and your motives and all those things. Not that they even needed to be so much, but it was just the like, you've been tried and tested, and you have been found faithful. And so it's like the Lord is now able, because you are faithful in the small beginnings, you are able to steward the things that he is going to bring you into now. And I just see there's such a steadfastness, and I see that you've really learned to draw healthy boundaries and to discern which things you're supposed to pick up and what things you're not supposed to pick up. Because I can see it's almost like there was a time in your life where you had stepped into the role of like a burden bearer because you have so much strength and you're able to carry people. And it was kind of like, I see it as kind of like being to the point where you're almost like dragging people like with you, because you were so passionate about seeing them step into the fulfillment of their destiny. But I see that it's like you've let go of that false sense of responsibility, because you know that, they need to want it as much as you. And it's almost like I see like you wanted them to fulfill their destiny more than they wanted it. And so I actually see that where the Lord has allowed you to let go and to release some of those ones. And you've kind of like, I see where you've just said, okay, fine, I'm going to focus on my race, and you've been faithful to it and you're running ahead. And I see that there's some ones that there was almost like a sadness of having to walk away and leave them behind, but you knew you couldn't let that drag you down and keep you in their like draw your pace, make you go slower. That's what I'm trying to say. But I see actually that there's some that you have actually had to walk away from for a season, and you had a real deep love and loyalty. And I actually can see them in the distance, and I can see them running, and I can see that God has removed you from a position where you were carrying them. But now I actually see that he's ignited the flame inside of them, because they miss you and they want to run with you. And so I actually see there's some people coming up behind you who are going to play catch up. And I just see them coming, and it's like, just keep your eyes forward. God is going to bring them in, but it's like your example and where God is taking you. It's like now, it's like, I just see some of these ones that you had to release to the Lord, finally having those like aha moments where they're like, I got this. Okay, I'm going to go. So I bless you, Della. I bless you, because God is going to connect you right now, right time, with the right people. And Beck Abbott, you just popped on. I'm going to prophesy over you, because I had a vision for you that I've just been kind of like carrying in my heart. And Beck, I really saw this as a season of you being lifted up. And I really saw this as a season where God has brought you into such a place of safety and such a place of family. And I just saw some some real solid mothering. And just like I saw that God is giving you in this season some like this level of relationship that you've never experienced before in your life. And it's almost like, man, and sometimes it seems almost, there's some elements where it's like, oh, is this too good to be true? Like, could this actually happen? But no, I actually saw really strong and secure leaders, mothers specifically, actually serving you and really having this like strong desire to see you propelled to the next level. And so it's like I saw this level of like nurturing and care that God is giving you, because it is like it's for your launching. And so I actually just saw like God really bringing those along you, because this is a season for you to launch and to be lifted. I saw you lifted up and like lifted up and over. And so I just see, and I see that sword in your hand, and it's, I see it's a sharp sword that you have. Actually, I'm seeing it like it's like a little dagger, like just that little, and I just see that the Lord is going to use you, because the little dagger is for like close kind of like hand to hand. And I just see like God is, he's exalting you, he's lifting you up, but he's also giving you favor, and he's going to allow you to use that sharp sword to get to the heart of things and to cut some things off, to get into really close proximity with some really influential people, so that you can, you have that, but you have the ability and the precision and the sharpness and carefulness to be able to cut off that which is sickness and that which needs to be removed without harming that which is healthy and needs to be left intact. And so, yeah, I just bless you. It's, get your jetpack. Like, just get your jetpack. It's like, I saw you being given this boost, and it's like just this boost up. And I just see like, it's like, there's just so much love in it. I just see so much like love, and God is really bringing people into your life who are going to celebrate you and cheer you on in a level that you didn't know was possible for you as a woman in ministry. Yeah. And you got to roar. You've got to roar. And that roar there's been a war against the roar, because the roar shifts the atmosphere. And I just see, I see this like really, it's like the radius around you has been getting bigger. It's been increasing. And it's almost like it's so keeping things back and at bay, so that the way that the maybe enemy was able to get to you or to kind of touch you in a past season, like they can't get close enough anymore. It's just this like, yeah, it's increasing this like circle of protection around you. And it's almost like, you know, like the enemy needs to go re-strategize, because like the arm is not, you know, because it's the Lord, it's the arm of the Lord that is watching over you and is protecting you. And so I just bless you. And I actually see in this season that it's like kind of like the enemy doesn't want to have anything to do with you, really. And so I actually kind of like see it avoiding, like you walking into a room and it kind of making like big circles around you and going out the back door. Like, it's just this, it's like, don't mess with her. And you just have that, don't mess with her. Because there's a level, you've up-leveled in your authority. And I can see your heel on the head of the serpent. Yeah, and just crushing it under your foot. So I just bless you. Bless you. Just let that fire come out. That fire is going to come out. It's going to come out in full force. It's going to come out. I just see God breaking off restraints of feeling that you need to hold it back. And I just see like he's increasing it. And it's just like Jeremiah, where it says like the word was like it shut up in his bones and he became weary of holding it back. It's like I see that in you, and I can see that it's just like it's in you and it's in you, and there's so much passion, and you're just going to release it. And I just actually can see that fire coming out of your mouth, and it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. And the fire has such an intensity that I actually see like where chains are just completely, they're not just broken, but they're actually turned to ashes, and people are set free, because it's actually, there's deliverance in it and there's freedom in it. Yeah. So don't hold back. Whew. Don't hold back. Oh, awesome. Yeah, lots of fire. Hello, Sydney Smithberry. Good to see you. Denise Rios, Gloria. All right, guys, I think that's been about half an hour. And, I got to hop off because I have Emerging Prophets gift training class that I'm one of the Emerging Prophets masterclass coaches. And so I got to hop on that in about half an hour, do some gift training, coaching, so much fun. But this is only day 5 of 50 days of Facebook Lives. And if you're just hopping on now and you didn't catch the beginning, go back and catch some of my immune support tips and tricks. And if you're interested in the things I was chatting about, essential oils, send me a private message and I would love to connect with you. All right, guys, have a great night.